Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I would like to talk to you about over-worrying about planet Earth. I know there's a lot to think about when it comes to Mother Earth, to Gaia, to our spiritual entity that we're so attached to. You know, there's water issues, there's starvation, there's pollution, and everybody keeps on worrying about what's going to happen, what we've done to the planet. And we overthink it, we overtalk about it, and I want to give you some clarifications on why we shouldn't worry so much. Well, the first thing, we need to be in the trusting phase in our life. Trusting means we need to understand that when we are giving too much of negative energy towards it, of judgment towards it, we're actually building a ball of energy that is manifesting this reality. The more we focus on the negative, the more we give it energy. There was a very famous Russian writer that wrote a set of books called Reality Transurfing, and he was actually explaining how certain phenomenons or certain, you could say even objects or entities on the planet only survive from the energy that we give them. For example, if we say the Christian religion and churches and the Vatican and things like that, the more we talk about them, the more energy we give them, negative or positive, obviously. Now, he said that eventually the religions of the world will disappear because people are not going to give them so much attention like before. And that's one of the things that's going to happen. So think about it this way. The more we think negatively about what is going on with the world, the more we try to bring awareness to people and notice the type of conversation we have with people when we try to bring this into their attention. Usually they'll go like, oh, you hippie, or Ray, you're always thinking about this, you're always talking about this, because they don't want to hear about it. Sort of like people that don't want, like vegetarians trying to convince people that eat meat that being vegan or vegetarian is much better than eating meat. People are just not ready to hear about that. And you need to really consider the type of energy that you're bringing out, because that, if you are eventually is going to be the ambassador of planet Earth, think about what type of ambassador you would like to be. The type that usually talks about the things that are wrong, or the type that it actually focuses on the things that are right and bringing people more into the awareness. Now, I wanted to share with you that Nelson Mandela and Tony Robbins made a hierarchy, sort of like levels of consciousness development. At level number 6, which is most of the people who are actually following the YouTube channel, most of us spiritual workers, light workers, wanderers, at level 6, we think that everything is in harmony and in unity, meaning we think that we are just like the other person, it makes sense. We are equal to the dog, we're equal to the plant, we're equal to the planet, everything is made of the same substance, and that is, it's an essence of truth. But in the higher level of hierarchy, level number 7, we're beginning to become more like Gandhis. A Gandhi will not look at the problems of the planet. He will not look at the pollution or the lack of water in African countries as a problem. He will look at it and accept it in a non-dualistic way. It means that right now he's looking at the whole picture and he's seeing the good and the bad. He's seeing everything, the trends, the upheavals, the downfalls, everything as if it is just one thing. And that's the way I want you to start looking at the planet, or looking at the trouble that we think the planet is right now in. Now, the second thing I wanted to mention is the trust. You have to trust planet Earth. It is an entity much bigger than we are. Nature is much more powerful than human beings are. We keep being concerned with things that we need to heal. But when we say the word heal, we actually say there's something to heal. And maybe this, like many other civilizations that existed on the planet in the past, will pass. Human beings will pass, human beings will fix themselves. I'll give you one example, the ozone layer. Why haven't we heard about the ozone layer since the 1990s, where all the forecasts were, oh my god, the whole world is going to burn, the ozone layer is going to split apart, we're losing it, it's thinning out. Why haven't we heard about that? Have anybody thought about that? Because we only hear about the negative things that are actually coming. Actually, the hole in the ozone layer fixed itself when we decided to stop manufacturing certain deodorants and certain products that humanity has created in the past, because we saw that the materials that are coming out from the production process is actually hurting the ozone layer. And then we kind of fixed it and it disappeared. So who's to say that in the future things won't work themselves out by themselves? maybe Gaia will eventually have more fish, maybe she will have more rainforests, even though we're cutting them down right now. But the more energy we give it right now in the negative form, we're not really helping anybody. We're not really helping ourselves. We kind of like get stressed over it for no reason. And we sometimes we become so attached to it. You know, having empathy to others, having empathy to the planet, that's amazing. But being detached from it. You don't see the Dalai Lama walking around going, oh my God, the planet, oh my God, the planet, oh my God, the planet. No. You see the Dalai Lama happy. He knows there's suffering out there. Buddha knew there is suffering out there. But when he woke up from his 40-day meditation, he said, not how can I save the world? He said, how can I stop the human suffering? And the human suffering is connected with our planet, is connected with Gaia. For example, when human beings will eventually stop eating animals, and I'm talking about everyone, animals will stop eating animals. There's a rule, as above as below. So sometimes when things happen in our body, for example, when our eyes hurt or there's something wrong with them, then we know that there's something that we're not seeing. When our knees hurt, then we know that it's something that has to do with our emotional balance. And the same thing with the spiritual world and the animal world. Everything is a reflection. So the animal world is right now cruel, just like the human world is right now cruel. And when we will stop being cruel to animals and we will stop being cruel to each other, then all the animals will actually start only eating plants. And you know, the plant world is something that is the next generation. And maybe one day I will talk about that as well, because it's a different level of consciousness. It's a different level of entities. But yes, the way we can help the world is raise our own vibration. And you, my audience, my following, my subscribers, most of you are light workers. You're seeking spirituality, you're seeking expansion through the logical understanding and using your mental abilities. So yes, it's nice to hide behind the screen and to understand all this, and it's also nice to not have to do anything about it. But what I ask you to do is just be the best you can be. You already came here to help the planet in her ascension process. And that's the amazing part. That's what I really love about it. It's effortless. Being yourself is effortless. We are the ones that have been building the walls. We are the ones who have been telling the story. We're the ones that are struggling and making ourselves struggle by blaming others for the processes, but telling a story that's just not real. Once we let go of that and just become who we were, you will remember that you are a light worker, ascended master that came here to planet Earth to be yourself and to help others. Because we all came here for her. We came here for her ascension. We are just, you know, the flea. We are just that little thing that helps, that is on the dog, or that is on the bigger entity that eventually is going to ride along. And we are riding along. A lot of people are making the ascension. They're making the process with Mother Earth. And we're helping her by being here. You know, a lot of people also think about the overpopulation of the planet. I used to be in an organization that was called the Raelian Movement back in the day. And there the prophet, the big guy in the top of the pyramid always told us that it's better to just have 2 kids. 2 kids because those 2 children are going to replace you. Keep perfect balance. So 1 man, 1 woman come together, they both have 2 kids, they eventually die, the 2 kids replace them, and then there's balance on the planet. Today, I heard different things. I hear or I feel that there's a lot of souls that want to come in these moments. There's a lot of souls that want to be here to take the popcorn and see the best show around the galaxy, the ascension of the human race. The remembrance of who we truly are, which is something that is happening all the time, something that is happening to us right now. This is why these times are so exciting for us. These times are so amazing for us. So think about it again. How can I help Mother Earth? I can help Mother Earth by being myself. I don't have to complain about it. I don't have to be attached to it. I can be full of empathy and full of love. And I can understand. I can go to the streets. I can protest. I can go and volunteer in South America, in Africa, in the places that really need me. But talking about it is not going to help you as much. Talking about it doesn't do as much. So, thank you very much. My name is Maor. If you're watching this video right now, join my 1-week full consciousness challenge. Check it out on my website www.raymaor.com. And if you want to join a consciousness pranic living workshop, just find my details there. I have about 8-9 events every year in different countries. Thank you for being with me.